What are the keys to a great sex life? That's what we're talking about today, you guys. I'm Dr. Diane, your libido expert, and I talk a lot about this on this channel about various things we can do for our physical body in order to have great sex. So I'm not going to talk about that here, but please go listen to those other videos. Now, beyond that, one of the most important things to understand to have great sex and have a great sex life is that taking time, not just to connect sexually in the bedroom, but taking time for those intimacy nights where you are becoming more emotionally connected, where you're solving problems in a way that is productive, that is healthy, where you're talking about each other's days, each other's feelings, what's going on in the world, what you're excited about, almost like dating again, right? In long-term relationships, we forget that we're still kind of dating, even if we're married. There's still an element, right, in order to have that intimacy where we still need to date each other, and that oftentimes goes away. So one of the keys to a really healthy sex life is bringing that intimacy in and having certain moments of time where you're just purely showing up present for each other, putting down the phone, getting away from the TV, getting away from work, children, anything like that, and just being about you two. That's how you stay strong. And the more that we can cultivate that, one of the things that comes out of that is this feeling of safety. Because we have to have this feeling of safety in order for great sex to be there most of the time. I know some of you are going to listen to this and say like, well, that's not true. I've had, this one night stand or that one night stand and there was none of that and it felt great. Well, that might be true in some of those instances. But the greatest sex in long-term relationships typically comes from when people are feeling very, very emotionally safe and connected. So setting time apart to create that presence, to create that intimacy allows for so much more depth and letting go, right? The act for women of being penetrated is one of the most, it really is probably the most vulnerable thing. So in order to really release, in order to really let go, in order to be really present, it's really helpful for women to feel mentally, physically, emotionally safe. So having those check-ins throughout the day or throughout the week around how are you feeling, what's going on for you, and showing up in those ways, we can start providing for each other that safety net. And then that practice of presence is essential, really dropping everything away, like I said. Another thing that's not talked about enough is the aftercare, right? What is happening after sex? Are you immediately jumping up and getting on to your day? Or do you spend a few minutes just awake, holding each other, looking at each other's eyes, and allowing that pair bonding to happen, right? We secrete so much oxytocin, and for men, it's vasopressin when we orgasm. And men secrete oxytocin as well, but it's vasopressin is another hormone that is secreted in higher amounts for men at orgasm. And these two hormones really help to bring that feeling of being bonded, that feeling of connection, that feeling of putting you guys on the same team. So one thing that makes for that great sex life is not just about that intimacy, but it's also about that aftercare, spending that time in that pair bonded moment when those hormones are surging, to allow those hormones to do what they do best, which is to calm your nervous system and to create a stronger bond between the two of you, so that next time you come back for your more emotional, your intellectual time, that you feel even more bonded, that you can have those conversations even deeper and really listen and hear each other in more profound ways. So those are some of my best advices for great sex. Obviously, there's other things that can be said, right? There's a lot to be said about new techniques and new things to keep things novel. We do talk about that on the channel as well, so definitely check out some of my other videos. But I really feel like some of the keys to really great sex are coming down to allowing for that connection and allowing for that space and creating that time for you guys to go even deeper with each other. All right, everybody, and please do comment. I would love to hear what everybody feels like for them is the top key for great sex, because it's a great way to exchange information and hear what other people are doing to keep their sex really great or to spice it up, right? We can learn from each other. So please do post in the comments any ideas that you have on what the top keys are for you in order to have really great sex. I'll see you soon.